Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kathy from Scrappy Counselor Designs, and I'm here today to show you a project that I did for my friend. It was for her birthday, but I'm a little late, which she knows about. But this book is to celebrate that she is in her own home. And the name of this project is called The House That Cliff Rebuilt. And the reason I did that is because Cliff is her son, and Cliff did rebuild this house for her so she could move into it. And so I put a door on it, and the door is actually, I'm going to actually put that, but I'm going to do it on the computer. So I haven't done it yet, but that's what's going to go there, is the title, The House That Cliff Rebuilt. He totally took this old house and just totally gutted it out and redid everything. The wiring, the plumbing, walls, everything. It's just a nice little house. So anyway, I started out here. I made this little rose out of ribbon, actually, wired ribbon. And then this is out of some lace, flat lace that I have. And then I just placed a button in it, adding some little beaded trim. This flower is made from the Tim Holtz. No, it's not. I'm sorry. It's just made out of a 5-petal flower. And I made the little bling that's in the center. I used alcohol ink on it to darken it, so it wasn't quite stark white. I made this little flat lace trim, added a button to it, and I bound this book. It's actually, what's holding it, the binding is hair ties, and you can kind of see that. That's kind of what's up here are the hair ties, but then I added ribbon and fringe to it. So, and this book is this is actually a chipboard from the Michael's bin, dollar bin, when they used to be $1. I still have quite a few of these left. So I took this and went ahead with it with the template, and they put the holes, I think, in a very funny place. I probably would have put it down here. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And because of the bulkiness of this book and everything, I actually had to hold it. Not only did I use this side, I have a band holding it, but I have a band also holding it on this side. And these are hair ties, and then I used the Tim Holtz knobs. And I put this one in the wrong place, so what I did to that was I went ahead and put a key and put it over the doorknob for the key. And so and then I added some charms, some keys, and a fleur, and some baubles from Tim Holtz, and a swivel hook that's Tim's. And that's what makes the charms. So as I open the book, the first page is I made a birdhouse, and how I did this was I used some foiled tape, plumber's tape, put it on the tag, ran it through the cuddle the bug. Actually, I put it through my Vagabond, and so that's how I made this tag. But that's also how I made the bird. I used the Tim Holtz caged bird, and I used perfect pearls after I put embossing powder, ink, and then I used perfect pearls, and then I heat set it. And then underneath the bird cage I added a bunch of ribbon and some flowers, and so she can put a photo on this side, journaling on the other, and it just flips right in there. Now the next page I made a pocket, and I added some flowered bling, which I got from Michael's, but I believe it's Recollections. And then I went ahead and wrapped the stems with just some sheer ribbon, and then added little tiny recollection rosebuds. And so in the pocket I have a little book here, and I do have pictures in some of this book, but these pictures are for the building and the construction of the house. So she's got a lot of room here to put fairly good sized photos or journaling, and that just fits right down in the pocket. And then the next page is, it's also a single tag, which I'll probably put another tag behind it, but just a green cardstock, Old Olive from Stampin' Up, and then I added a Tim Holtz that says listen, some fringe, and then I found this trim at Scrappy Stamper and I used it. Just beautiful trim. And then on the front of the tag, I went ahead and curled down the side just to make it a little different. I added this as a Stampin' Up doily Sizzix, large Sizzix die, and then just added a little 2 I Am Roses cherry blossoms and a sticker. And basically that was all I did to that page. The next page is I need to put on the front of this move-in day, because this is the day we actually started moving her in. So these have photos, and this is the Tim Holtz Baroque die, and there's one on the bottom, and then I also put one on the top. But to make the book flip open, I actually had to cut down one side of it. And so then I just have photos of us putting her bed together, moving her in. So that was fun. And then the next page, I have at the bottom, I have I Am Roses flowers across the bottom with some organza ribbon. And this particular opens up to a flap, and it has photos already in it. I still left some room so she could journal in a couple spots or add a couple more photos as she wanted. And then on the next page, I have a waterfall type photo area, but I used the small Tim Holtz sewing, and out of paper added some little tiny bling, pearl bling for a necklace, added some ribbon, lace ribbon around the waist, and then these are little wooden spools that I got from Craft Warehouse from my stash, but then I just put some string around it that came from the tags that we all get that have those white strings, and then I just colored them with some Stampin' Up markers. And then I have a Tim Holtz measuring tape with his paper clip actually, and I put some ribbon on it and then put some really baby tiny clothespins on there too. But then I did another, and I put glassy accents on this one so that it would withstand the opening and closing. Added some charms. There's a mirror and a rose, and then the cascading just kind of cascaded when we were helping her put her house together. And there's another spot for another photo if she chooses, and then there's a place here for she can put a journaling card. This is a picture of her doggy, and he's kind of scared. You can tell he's kind of hiding under anything so he doesn't get trampled on. And then the next page, I did another bird cage with the foil again. This time I did the bird, but I added a feather and some lace at the bottom, daisy lace, and some I Am Roses cherry blossoms. And then I made out of the Tim Holtz vintage cabinet, I made a place so she could put photos and then journaling. So on both sides there's places to put photos or journaling. This is also, I made this out of tin foil actually. Put it on cardstock, and then I used the Tim Holtz water technique on this. And so there's lots of room, and I stamped bird cages throughout this this album here. I even, I can't see it very well, but I even did one on here. Didn't show up as well. But anyway, so she has lots of room to add more photos and or journaling. And then the next page, this fell out, but it's also a little book. So I made a side pocket, added some recollection flowers, or they could be Prima, I'm not sure. But these are I Am Roses. And then I added some beaded trim. On the lace, I actually darkened it with distressed ink. And this does go all the way through. And then on the little book, what I did was stamped a bird cage, added some bling, place for a photo, another photo place, some journaling, added some recollection bling, and then this is the pocket, so here's a tag that comes out, and she can add journaling or a photo. And this little clip is not sure who makes it, but it was just a Brad, which I thought was cute. Then on this side there's place for a photo. I added a little tiny recollection bling, place for another photo, and as well as the back. So this book, even though it's small, it really has a lot of potential for her to put a lot of photos in. And then the next page, I actually put, this is the Stampin' Up! Mini pennants, and I have, this is the charms from the front. Anyway, I put home on the 4 pennants, and I used I Am Roses rose. I used alcohol ink and glassy accents, but I used on the wings, after foiled them, I used the Mixative Pearls by Adirondack, which is really kind of and then I heat set it, so that's why in some of the places it came off, because it bubbled, and then once it bubbled it started to come off. Used pearl on the crown, perfect pearls on the crown, but this comes out, and I have down here at the bottom a little sticker that says Make a Wish, and this is the house that he finished after he was all done. And then at the bottom I actually put on pop dots. I raised up a little, kind of using it as a little stopper, so the tag. And then on the back there's a place, she has a couple extra storage places on the outside, because you can see from how nice he did the siding and everything on the finished house that the 2 outside buildings are still very, very old and look very old. But they're very a lot of storage out there for her, so that's good. And that's when you can see the now the pennant's better. It just says home. Put some rub-on stickers on there, and I used for the pocket, I used the Tim Holtz. They were the stylish labels. Yeah, styled labels. And then I just put the heart and the wings over it, and then the crown, and made that out of the patterned paper. And then the very last page, I just have a large Baroque photo mat. I made this flower, And the bling, I also did the bling. I got the idea from the bling from Jennings 2686 or 944. I can't remember what her, I'll have to look it up again. I think it's Jennings 2686. And then I added some bling, some pearl beads, stringed beads, along with some flowers from I Am Roses. And then at the top on the chimney I put 2 keys out of the paper, distressed the sides, and then I added some ribbon to hold the keys on there. And then on the back I just put who made it and my initials. But basically that's the little house book. But I did want to tell you and show you the paper that I used for this particular book. And it's by Die Cuts with a View. And this is the paper that I used. It's called the French Country Stack. Absolutely gorgeous papers in here. Just, I really enjoyed working with this paper line. As you can see, there's a lot of glitter pages, just beautiful paper. Anyway, I do hope that you enjoyed seeing my house project. And Marcy, I do hope you enjoy this book. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching. And I'd love to read your comments and thoughts, so please leave them down below. And I'd like to, again, thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.